Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 11 starts now.
Good evening. We begin tonight with sheriff's investigators in Nevada reporting a death connected to the recent earthquake that struck here in Kern County. Authorities say a man was killed in a small town about an hour from Las Vegas. Investigators believe the man was trapped under a car after that first 6.4 quake struck.
When deputies got to the scene, they found a 56-year-old man pinned under a car. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The sheriff's office says the man was last reported seen at a local gas station on July 3rd, one day prior to the 6.4 magnitude earthquake that rocked Ridgecrest. According to officials, based on preliminary timing and circumstances at the scene, this death may be the result of the vehicle falling off the jacks on July 4th during the earthquake. They say the man appeared to have been working on the vehicle at the time of the incident. Officials say further information will be provided when the investigation is complete, and the identity of the man will be released once next of kin is notified.
Several local Ridgecrest and Bakersfield officials, including Congressman Kevin McCarthy, helping the community of Ridgecrest host a party in the midst of their recovery.
23 ABC's Bayan Wang went to the event and joins us now with more.
Just days after two major earthquakes struck near the Ridgecrest area, thousands of community members gathering for the first time by the City Hall. And at first glance, you cannot tell that these people experienced one of the biggest earthquakes in our history, but they told me that they're just celebrating their survival.
I think we're all just actually glad to be alive and able to get together.
This is a step in rehabilitation, getting this community back on its feet.
Two major earthquakes destroyed several properties in the Ridgecrest area within the last several days, but the community still standing together. More than 3,000 Ridgecrest residents gathered on the lawns of the City Hall, reminding themselves what they are thankful for.
This is a small community and we all come together really well. I feel very grateful that this happened to me in this small town where everybody is so neighborly and so friendly and kind.
And while resources are still needed here, leaders are doing what they can do to help residents connect to the community as it once was.
So we hosted a barbecue, invited the entire community out here so that they could just come and the kids could play in the water park. You had snow cones, hot dogs. We're giving away free diapers, free, just different free things. So normalcy.
As the sun set, thousands gathered in front of a makeshift movie screen to watch a Disney movie as their hometown theater was destroyed.
I called to do this event there, and Kelly, who's the manager there, tells me we'd love to, but the roof is, caved in.
But bringing the community together was a must.
So they're terrified, and this is a way to get them out, focus on something else. They can kind of get back to the normal routine again.
You can't stop us. Nothing can stop us. Ridgecrest, baby. Yeah.
And several different organizations have been assisting with the healing process here. To name a few, the local Toyota dealership in Ridgecrest, the American Red Cross, and Salty's Barbecue from Bakersfield, all just hoping to make things a little bit easier. In Ridgecrest, Bayan Wang, 23 ABC, connecting you.
And while homes and schools across Ridgecrest were damaged in the earthquakes, one of the buildings hit hardest. We saw there the movie theater. That's why so many folks had to be outside. That movie theater suffering a roof collapse in the shakeup. The roof of the theater in Ridgecrest Cinemas collapsing. This footage obtained today after the second 7.1 quake rattled Ridgecrest. The theater moving several properties. State and local officials spoke about their first Chamber of Commerce meeting since the quake. For the manager of Ridgecrest Cinemas, the theater, what she called the centerpiece of the community, one of the biggest losses.
It means a lot. This is the only theater that's here. We've already had several people every day are calling and texting and coming by wanting to know if we're open because they want to come to the movies.
Ridgecrest Police Chief Jeb McLaughlin said property assessments are still being in the beginning stages there, but so far 55 properties have been red tagged and more than 500 people remain displaced from their homes tonight.
The Naval Air Weapons Base in China Lake was also damaged in the earthquakes last week, rendering the base to be temporarily non-operational. The elementary school, the commissary, and the chapel on base were all impacted by the 6.4 and 7.1 quakes. There are normally about 10,000 people on base, but right now, only a few hundred remain to investigate the extent of the damage.
Typically on a day like today, you would see a lot of traffic on the roads, people going to and from their different activities and duties. Mainly what you see now is construction vehicles, first responder vehicles, security vehicles.
Officials say the school has about 500 students, and when school begins in 6 weeks, they will be ready one way or another.
This moment of human kindness is sponsored by Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
Salty's Barbecue and Catering will be hosting a special Ridgecrest Strong Night later this week to help those impacted by last week's earthquakes in Ridgecrest. Co-hosted by Diesel Mafia, the event is called Night Cruisin', and it's happening this Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m. at Salty's Barbecue on White Lane. They're collecting items needed by those impacted by the quakes, including things like toiletries, baby food, bottled water, and more. Raffle tickets will be on sale for an opportunity to win a leather chair donated by R&D Leather Furniture. For a full list of items you can donate, just head to our website, turn223.com.
Tomorrow, the community of Trona, an area heavily impacted by the earthquakes, planning to hold a town hall meeting there. The Ridgecrest Police Department announcing the town hall on social media. The purpose to discuss earthquake recovery and resources. Anyone from the Trona area invited to attend, voice any concerns they have. The town hall will be held at 10 a.m. tomorrow at Trona High School. That's located at 83600 Trona Road. And we have continuing coverage of the earthquakes on our website, turn223.com. There you can find pictures and videos of the damage, information of recovery efforts, and details about possible anything that may happen related to the disaster. You can stay informed through our mobile and tablet app. If you don't have our app, simply download it for free. You can stay up to date also through our streaming platforms, Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Alexa, where we'll stream all of our newscasts and including our live reports.
And thankfully, temperatures stayed below seasonal across Kern County today thanks to an onshore breeze that made its way into the region. So 7-mile-per-hour winds right now here in Bakersfield, but some of those strongest winds were through the mountain passes as well as down in our desert cities. 77 degrees right now here in Bakersfield, looking at those upper 60s in Delano and then down into the 50s in areas near Breckenridge and shortly in Pine Mountain Club. But what we are tracking tomorrow, temperatures will be slightly cool in the morning at 7 a.m., 70 degrees. Thankfully, we will be seeing clear skies and calm winds, but we are tracking a warming trend each day beginning tomorrow. Temperatures will be right on track with seasonal, but we are tracking the return of the triple digits. I'll let you know when you can expect that and how long they will be staying coming up next.
Kern County public health officials are saying there has been a measles exposure at a Northwest Bakersfield hotel. The infected person was in Bakersfield over the 4th of July holiday. Health officials say the person stayed at the DoubleTree Hotel on Camino del Rio Court on Thursday, July 4th and Friday, July 5th. Anyone who visited the DoubleTree Hotel during this time period may have been exposed to the measles. Measles is a highly contagious disease that can be spread through the air when a person sneezes or coughs and can also be spread through direct contact. Health officials say if you were at the hotel during this time, you need to be on the lookout for symptoms. If you don't have any symptoms beyond July 26th, health officials say you are likely in the clear from the illness. Measles is a disease that can be potentially deadly for those who contract it. Officials say there have been no confirmed cases of the measles in Kern County so far this year. A man's body was found in southwest Bakersfield this afternoon in a canal off Truxton Avenue. Bakersfield Fire and Bakersfield police officers were called to the area of Truxton Avenue and Empire Drive around 2 o'clock after receiving reports of a person in the water. Originally, officials believed it would be a rescue, but when they got there, they discovered the person was dead. Fire officials tell 23 ABC they used a raft to recover the man's body, and it appears that the man had been in the water for quite some time. The man's identity has not yet been released, but Bakersfield Police tells 23 ABC they believe the body does not belong to missing McFarland City Manager John Wooner.
Today, the Bakersfield Board of Zoning recommended the city approving a permit that would allow alcohol sales at Reading Cinemas. 2 years ago, the city council previously rejected Reading's application for a conditional permit due to issues with their renovation plans. The theater had since reapplied. Plus, other local theaters now selling alcohol, including the AMC on California Avenue and Studio Movie Grill on Callaway. Reading Cinemas located on Weibel Road near the Valley Plaza Mall. A Wasco man and woman behind bars after a drug sales investigation led to their arrests. Last month, a deputy from the Wasco substation starting an investigation into the sales of methamphetamine. That deputy eventually identifying 34-year-old Gina Velasquez as a suspect. And on Monday around 10 o'clock, deputies reportedly spotted Velasquez driving in the area of Jackson Avenue and Highway 43. That's when they did a traffic stop and then searched her car. Officials say they found about 1.3 grams grams of methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. She was arrested and then taken to her home to continue a search warrant there. At the home, deputies also arresting 40-year-old Kenny Porter after finding 17 firearms, around 4 grams of meth along with marijuana, prescription pills, and evidence of a butane honey oil lab. Both Velasquez and Porter are facing drug charges and charges of maintaining a home for the purpose of drug sales.
Coming up, California becoming the first state to offer immigrants 25 and younger health benefits. More on what the new law offers immigrants and the response from President Trump tonight.
And saying goodbye to a Hollywood icon, to look back at the life and legacy of actor Rip Torn. Allison?
And we are tracking the return of the triple digits later this week. I'll let you know what that means for air quality coming up next.
Welcome back. California has become the first state to offer taxpayer-funded health benefits to young adults living in the country illegally. Governor Gavin Newsom signed a bill into law today that makes low-income adults 25 and younger eligible for the state's Medicaid program, regardless of their immigration status. State officials expect the plan to cover about 90,000 people and cost taxpayers $98 million. California already covers children age 18 and younger, regardless of their immigration status. The law will not give health insurance benefits, however, to everyone 25 and younger, but only those whose income is low enough to qualify. Newsom and Democratic legislative leaders say they plan to further expand coverage to more adults in the years to come. President Trump calling the move tonight crazy.
Hollywood icon Rip Torn, whose career on stage and screen spanned 7 decades, has died at age 88, his publicist announced today.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. What?
Classic scene there. In a statement from his family, they say Torn died today at his home in Lakeville, Connecticut, with his wife Amy Wright and daughters Katie Torn and Angelica Page by his side. Torn's career included some 200 appearances in film and television, including memorable roles in films like The Cincinnati Kid, Men in Black, and Dodgeball, and as producer Artie on The Larry Sanders Show. He was nominated 6 times for Larry Sanders, winning in 1996. He appeared on Broadway 10 times and was nominated for a Tony in 1960.
Traffic alert for you tonight. An overnight closure in Southwest Bakersfield, slowing down your commute as you head to work tomorrow. The westbound West Side Parkway on ramp from Truxtun Avenue closed tonight between 9 and 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then, of course, Wednesday, also same hours, 9 to 5. The West Side Parkway's eastbound off ramp to Truxtun Avenue set to be closed during those hours Wednesday as well. Both closures are for construction, and during that time, Truxtun Avenue will be closed in both directions between westbound West Side Parkway on-ramp right there and Commercial Way. So drivers should use, if they use those routes, of course, take an alternate route and bring some patience as traffic expected to be heavier in that area. Construction crews aren't the only ones who were out on the roads tonight. Bakersfield police were as well. They're conducting a DUI checkpoint tonight, cracking down on drunk or drugged drivers. And the checkpoint will pop up somewhere in town from 6 p.m. until midnight.
Hundreds will be hitting the green in a couple months for a big golf tournament, all to raise money for families who have a child battling cancer. But you need to sign up now if you want to compete. The 3rd annual Christian Simpson Golf Tournament is set for Saturday, September 14th at Buena Vista Golf Course at 7 a.m. Last year, they had 36 teams sign up and sold out of spots, so the time is now to register. There is a $25,000 hole-in-one prize, and for a 4-person scramble, it costs $400 to sign up. All proceeds directly benefit children and their families fighting childhood cancer at Valley Children's Hospital. For more information and to sign up, you can contact Ashley Simpson at 745-4903. Kids might not want to think about it, but back to school is almost here, and the Delano Police Department wants to make sure all kids are prepared for class. DPD posted on social media announcing they are hosting a back-to-school backpack drive in partnership with Starbucks. All school supplies donations can be dropped off at the donation box located inside of Starbucks at 1607 Glenwood Street in Delano. The deadline for donations is August 8th.
Yeah, hard to think about. School well returned, but for now we're sort of in the dog dog days of summer here, Allison. Warming temperatures coming up.
We are tracking a warming trend, but first today, temperatures were actually below seasonal, and that's all thanks to our latest low pressure system that is bringing some action up to the Pacific Northwest. That brought an increase in clouds in our mountain communities this morning, as well as an increase in winds, and you can expect that to continue over the next several days. Today, we had a high of 93 degrees, so well below seasonal. We are actually going to be right on track with average tomorrow with a high of 97. That's because our latest low pressure system, again, bringing that action and an onshore flow to us here in Central California. But this high pressure system is moving over the Four Corners, and that is going to be dominating beginning on Wednesday, actually continuing through the weekend. That is going to be bringing a significant increase in temperatures by the time Friday rolls around. But unfortunately, as that system to our north has brought those strong winds, while they have calmed down as we head into the overnight hours, just 20-mile-per-hour winds in Jawbone Canyon right now, and those are going to be calming as we head into the rest of your Wednesday. So that's going to bring temperatures right back to the upper 90s for us here in the valley tomorrow. In the Kern River Valley, 93 degrees, 83 as a high in Fraser Park. And if you take a look at this, the return of the triple digits already in Ridgecrest with a high of 103 tomorrow. Now, air quality is going to stay in the moderate range for at least one more day, but as temperatures slowly increase, it looks like we are going to be seeing that worsening air quality, especially by Friday, a high of 102. Look at this, 106 on Sunday, going to be the warmest day of the week, and those triple digits will be holding on into Monday and Tuesday of next week. The Kern River Valley will be jumping up to the triple digits by Saturday. Tehachapi and Fraser Park will be in the 90s, and when temperatures are around that 105 degree mark here in the valley, that means 110 in those areas near Ridgecrest. So make sure that you are staying hydrated and taking breaks from the outdoors if you are in that for a prolonged period.
It's crazy to think that temperatures are hitting that high, especially with all those people dealing with the aftermath of the earthquake.
And more importance for those shelters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, what's going on in sports?
Well, Cleveland, it's better temperatures out there for the MLB All-Star Game 2019 game. It brought some good highlights to us, and of course, a lot of Dodgers, but we're going to see who won this game coming up in sports and a little bit more after the break. Welcome back to 23 ABC Sports. Well, last night, Major League sluggers treated us to a home run derby for the ages that included a Pete Alonso walk-off win and a triple tiebreaker with Jock Peterson and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who also belted a record 91 homers. Well, today, the focus was on the All-Star Game, which featured a number of players from the league's leaders, and that would be the Los Angeles Dodgers. Well, before things got started on the field, Angels Mike Trout wore jersey number 45 in the game, and other players wore the number 45 patches in remembrance of Tyler Skaggs. To the action on the field, bottom of the second, Michael Brantley of the American League, he's going to drive one into the gap in left off of Clayton Kershaw for the RBI double. It is 1-0 American League thanks to that play. Then in the sixth, 2-1 American League leads. Carlos Santana grounds one to right. Max Muncy makes the diving stop in shallow right and fires it to first in time for the out, making good use of getting himself in the reserves for the National League. Then in the eighth, bases loaded, Pete Alonso hits a shot back up the middle that gets into center for the two-run single, 4-3 American League. Then bring in Aljurs Chapman, who strikes out the first two outs in the ninth, including Muncy. Then former Cleveland Indians and current New York Yankees pitcher CC Sabathia comes out to the mound to check on Chapman. Of course, Sabathia would leave the field to a rousing ovation in his last season in the Major League Baseball, and Chapman finishes the deal as the American League takes it 4-3. And here was manager Dave Roberts after the game on Sabathia's moment.
To see CC back home where it all started for him, what he did for the city, and for Major League Baseball to recognize that, to have him be an honorary All-Star, I think that's fantastic. Good ball game.
These games are always great moments for that, but again, we'll get back to action by the end of the week. Most teams return to play on Friday. Well, after beating fellow American Allison Risk in the quarterfinals of Wimbledon, Serena Williams added another victory to her belt in the second round of the mixed doubles competition. Williams and Andy Murray won to advance to the round of 16. This was the play of the day, a return from Martrice Martin. She has an incredible cross-court forehand winner at a tight angle. Even Williams was in disbelief of her strength there. The two win straight sets, 7-5 and 6-3 to take that one. And of course, we always love to see Serena doing her thing on the tennis court. Well, anyone missing hockey, well, good news. Now we know when things will start heating back up on the ice here in Condorstown as the Condors announce their home opener for next season, only 87 days away. The home opener will be October 4th and will feature a rematch of the Calder Cup Pacific Division Series as Bakersfield will host the San Diego Gulls. Their full schedule of the 2019-20 season will be announced next Wednesday as the team looks to build off their most successful American Hockey League season in franchise history. Over at Bakersfield College, nothing like the smell of some freshly cut grass. Well, in this case, some new turf, as the Renegades revealed on Twitter some photos of the beginning stages of installing artificial turf. A new look for Memorial Stadium, as you can see there, which has been closed since April in order to start this renovation. Phase 2 of the project will include updates to restrooms, concession stands, the press box, and of course a new scoreboard. That will begin next offseason, but looking pretty good. That red, it's pretty fresh.
Yeah, that'll be really cool for the east side. That's one of the coolest arenas.
Yeah, absolutely. And seeing, it's late. Yeah. But no, you're right. I mean, it's absolutely exciting to see them like rebuild that and make it fresh again because it's so iconic.
And all the things that can go on there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to see.
Absolutely. But the red pops.
Yes,
I love it. It looks good.
So everyone get out to a game next year. Yes. And when you come back, we have one final check of your forecast. Unfortunately, later this week, temperatures not going to be feeling like football season.
Hey, it's Mike.
And Danielle.
Join us for 23 ABC, first at 4:30.
Details on a musical you and the whole gang will want to head out to.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Elena Rush, tracking a very strong range of high pressure and what it means for the heat this week on 23 ABC, first at 4:30.
Welcome back. Let's bask in the 90s because those, what do they call them?
Yeah,
triple
we know
digits?
what comes after. Unfortunately, still have a few more days in the 90s, so tomorrow is going to be a great day to get out in the backyard, hang out in the pool, a high of 97 degrees. So that is actually right on track with seasonal, and the seasonal conditions are what we are going to be seeing across Kern County. But unfortunately, we are tracking a warming trend. Temperatures are going to be right back to 99 degrees by Thursday, 102 on Friday, and then the warmest day of the week is going to be 106 on Saturday. So very hot for the weekend. Make sure that you are staying hydrated, but thankfully by this time next week, temperatures will be dipping right back down into the 90s, still above seasonal, but not that triple-digit number that we don't like to see.
I was gonna say, Friday we're just really gonna start sweating, and then Saturday and Sunday we're just gonna melt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So we like it.
Yeah, stay in the water.
Prepare for it. Yeah.
It's at 11. Stay cool. We'll see you again tomorrow evening.